Hey, what's up, do that? If we got some ladies in the building, Marlboro Morris. Today, I'm gonna mix a rap vocal that I just recorded for you. We're gonna get the vocal to sound clean, crispy, kind of professional. I mean, you'll be able to upload it to YouTube, to SoundCloud, and have your vocals to sound good. All right, before we get to the video, let me quickly promote myself again. My name is Marlboro Morris. I have this beautiful YouTube channel all about music. Okay, I share everything is related about music. Right, I had it like a playlist. I was going for talking about music business, the insights or whatever, but I found out that I had to grow first to have that kind of content on the channel. So yeah, make sure to stick around and subscribe, hit the little notification button so you will be notified anytime I upload a juicy video. At the end of the video, you can tag me on KO5. I got this page. My goal is $1. Can you believe that? Just to get the ball rolling. So if you want to be part of the goal making process, well, you can buy me a coffee and I'll be already over my goal. Can you believe that? So yeah, let's get this thing rolling. Just so you know, I put a link in the description for my gigs on Fiverr. Basically, you can hire me on Fiverr for $5 to mix your professionally mix your vocals. The main difference between what I will be doing behind the scene if you hire me on Fiverr is that I will be using pro tools. All right, I'll be using a pro plugins instead. On this tutorial that we are about to go through, I'll be using obviously free stock plugins. All right, that being said, I think I'm pretty much done. Let's go with amazing generator. Fact, just out of curiosity, Africa is the only continent that will land in all 4 hemispheres. Pretty cool. All right, let's go, man. The first thing that I wanted to get you through is obviously the whole song. Let's go through the hook. All right, I'm just gonna take you through the hook. If you want me to upload this on YouTube or whatever, just let me know, man. So yeah, let's go through the hook without plugins, and then I will be going with the plugins on. All right, so let's see what we get, what we gonna learn in this episode. Right, let's go. Let me smooth through my pain. I be kinda wanna lean. I be trying kinda lead. That's for too much stick. What? Too much to defeat. Got fucking wing. Got with too much dream. Alright, so that's basically my little hook. And with the plugins on, it sounds like this. Alright, just like that. Let me smooth through my pain. I be kinda wanna lean. I be trying kinda lean. That's for too much stick. Too much to defeat. Alright, now as you can see, the vocal is clean, crispy. It comes out the mixer. Obviously, this is just a mixing process. What is missing is mastering. All right, so when I master it, then it becomes huge. But with mixing, step number 1 is to understand that mixing doesn't make it louder; it makes it clear. All right, so to do that, the first thing that you want to throw on your track, on your vocal track, so you want to record it. Just so you know, you want to record it so to have a, you see, -22. You want to get to -22, which basically means that when you record, it's going to be around -6 to -7 dB. All right. So yeah, that's the first thing when you record, right? Make sure you record in mono. The first thing I throw in there is a channel EQ. Now, channel EQ, you can basically copy these settings. Just so you know, if you never mixed a vocal before, the first thing you gotta take those low out. Basically, the lows gives them, the lows, give them mud to the track that you really don't want. So that's something that you take out with the low end, okay, just with this. Again, you can copy my settings, and over here you find bad frequency. All right, if your frequency aren't exactly at these points, which is pretty weird, that usually we all have the same frequency because we all record at home. So we all have a home-based recording stuff, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, usually you have bad frequencies. We all have bad frequencies at the same frequency, at the same hertz. So just copy that. But if you find to be somewhere else, you just sweep around and find that bad frequency that you want. All right, let me get you through. For instance, you see at 180, if I go up, right, can you hear that? Boom, boom, that boxiness. All right, so you just want to take that out to minus 3 dB. All right, can you see that boxiness? All right, so I'm just taking that out. If you want your EQ to sound way more cleaner, you can obviously put some more and trying to sweep around, trying to find bad frequencies or whatever. All right, so I'm just gonna leave it like that. Again, if you have me on Fiverr, then I will be using a different channel EQ to make your vocal to sound way better than that. All right, so that's the first thing. The second thing is a compressor. Let's see what the compressor does. It gives dynamic, even if it's subtle, right? Because it's really subtle. It's not like the EQ. The EQ, you can listen the difference, right? Because you taking the mud out, right? And the bad frequency. But with the first compressor, you kind of, again, you give dynamics to the vocal. So it's really important that you understand that's really subtle. It has to be that way. To get that subtle effect and give that vocal dynamics, you just pick a normal compressor, which is down to dynamics again, right? Dynamics and then compressor. And then I'm using the vintage FET. And basically this is what I'm doing, right? I'm trying to get -5, okay? This is how much compression I want to the vocal. I want to add to the vocal. So to do that, I just put auto gain off. Just leave the knee attacking the release, just like that. You just want to leave it. And then you basically want to fuck with the threshold, the ratio, and the makeup. Now this is how it works. If you set the ratio to be at 2.71, then you can have the threshold at 41.5 and the makeup at 5. But you will not have the exact same compression happening on your vocal, right? Because it depends on your vocal again. But to get that kind of effect, all you basically want to do, if you really want to have the same thing that I have, you put your -41.5 at your threshold, and then you basically fuck with the ratio until you have that much of a compression happening. Once you have that much of compression happening, you know that you're in the game, okay? Because the makeup, you leave it at 5. The makeup, it works like this. If you're taking out -5, then you add that 5, okay? This is how easy it is to use compression. That's 3 main things that you really need to understand once you have your auto gain off, your knee, your attack and your release already there by default. But again, it's just a threshold, a ratio, and a makeup. The makeup takes out, gives back what you take out based on the threshold and the ratio. All right, so just fuck with these until you have a -5 compression happening. All right, that's just for compression. The third plugin I'm using today is an exciter. Let's see what it does. You see, it just gives some excitement to the vocal. Again, it's very subtle, but when I make it louder with the master bus, it all is going to make sense. So the first thing that you want to do with the exciter essentially is to put the frequency at 11,000 and then put the harmonics at 52.0. Okay, This is as far as the exciter for this episode. Now, next up we got multi-pressor. Now, I gotta say, multi-pressor was pretty. It took me a while. Let me say this, right. It took me a while to get used to this. Just because I don't know, see too much buttons, too many buttons or whatever. But it's pretty self-explanatory. Basically, all you gotta check is this envelope right here, right? So I'm fucking with these numbers, and with this I'm trying to get that gain change a little down right here, just minus 1.5 dB. But yeah, you can check my numbers and trying to get the same effect with the multi-pressor. Let me take you through what it does, right? Can you see the subtle change that is doing this multi-pressor? Now imagine you could use some pro plugin. It really makes your vocal to change, to stand out in just a few clicks. So yeah, again, if you want to make sure to have the same effect, you can find the multi-pressor. I'm never able to find it as quickly as I should, and you should really beg my partner. But again, you go dynamics, you go to multi-pressor. Again, is a kind of a compressor. So once you do compression, basically you giving dynamics to the vocal. Dynamics, the subtle is the dynamics that you bring to the vocal, the better. Listen to what I'm fucking saying, okay? If you're new to mixing, subtle is key. Okay, you want to start with subtle changes. I've seen so many of my students, because when I do one-on-one, right? We do this one-on-one coaching, but in my local area. So when I have my students, like they believe that when they make a big change, you know, it's like the old. Let me get off the topic right for a minute. It's like saying, you know what I'm saying, when you want to have a success, you know, success is an overnight success. So we believe in overnight success because of the fucked up shit that we watch on TV, right? And that's cool because that's a movie, right? It has to be that way. The timeline in a movie is fucked up. We don't understand that, you know, 10 years in a movie is 10 minutes. The problem is that these are big changes never make the difference to a man. You know, if you become successful at whatever you're trying to be successful at overnight, you'll be pretty much fucked up. Believe me. I've read so many stories of people who became, you know, they go from one night to one night, you know, they become so successful and they can take that. So subtle is key to anything, but most of all to mixing. Okay, once you start to mixing, you want to have subtle changes. Okay, you want to make subtle changes to your vocal. It's key. All right, it's very key. Now that being said, again, you go under dynamics, you go to multi-pressor, and that's where you find the multi-pressor. We're almost over. This is what you want to change, right? You want to fuck with these numbers. Make sure to copy my settings or whatever. And you will have a very subtle change. Obviously, I will use Wave plugins or some other plugins that I have in my pro folders, which I invest a lot. Again, gigs on Fiverr, links in the description. Boom. I really want to take you through the whole song, yeah, by the way, later. So before we wrap up the video, I'm gonna take you through the whole song. If out of curiosity you want to listen to the hook or whatever, I was recording at a time yesterday. I recorded yesterday. All right, let me go with a bus. On bus number 1, a spreader. Again, I'm not really able to find these things as quickly as I should. The spreader is under pitch, spreader, under modulation. Obviously, spreader basically spreads your vocals left to right? So it's a modulation. Fucked up shit that's happening, right? So you want to go under modulation and get that spreader. All right, so this is just to say, because I want you really to understand that don't get caught up in my teachings, right? I want you to fly solo. I want you to expand and use your creative mind to put different plugins to your vocals, right? What's happening is that if you see that on the bus, I'm putting a spreader to give modulation to the vocals, trying to put something else, right? In the modulation category, trying to put a chorus, trying to put a flanger, some a phaser, a ring shifter, for instance, a scanner vibrato, trying to put different plugins in the same category, in this case modulation, if that makes sense what I'm trying to say. All right, so as far as the spreader, if you want to see the default settings that I have, these are, let's see what they do. Let me smooth through my pain. Hey, look, hey, I be kinda wanna lean, I be trying kinda lead, as for too much stick, what, too much to defeat, got fucking weak, got way too much dream, see, hey. Let me smooth through my pain. Hey, look, hey, I be kinda wanna lean. Can you see it's spreading left to right, just subtly. Subtle is key. Subtle is significant. Alright, that's key. Bus number 2, some space designer. Just come out of code, man. You see now the space decided to give that 3-dimensional shit, man. Listen, in music, we know it's all about fucking 3-dimension, right? So the more 3-dimensional we give, the more hypnotic the songs become. This is why, you know what I'm saying, the dude, no, we're not better now. Whatever the dude names, I don't know, put it in the comment section, I forgot it, but it's so hypnotic because you're using so much 3-dimensional in the fucking song that's kind of, you know, fucking, you know, kids mind. So don't be just like that, man. Please don't be like that, but put a space designer on your vocal, you know what I'm saying? Make sure that has that little 3-dimensional shit on it. Let's go. All right, man, this is what I got for you, know what I'm saying? Before we wrap up the video, let me take you through the whole song. Let's go. Enjoy. I've been feeling warm, though it's fucking go. Difficult, this and that, take the blame, way to go. I'm a crook, hit a hole, yeah, it's pop. I got like I'm a, give me more, what I like, get it long enough, work enough, got no time, what the fuck, ain't no time, call me now, be no go, when he broke, be the man, you're the best, on my queen, maybe you, get your pie, give me now, don't need that, pedicure, really me, don't need it, but my shit, ain't shit, my feeling, really had no problem, he get it in, my fucking leave me, like I mean, how I got my shit, got so greedy. Let me smooth through my. Alright, man, this is what I recorded for you. I'm not gonna turn this into a song, so this was just you know what I'm saying. This I do fucking shit like that, like on a daily basis. But I'm working on some artists. I'm working on some shit, so that's not really important to me. But I wanted to take you through the whole song, just out of curiosity. If you were curious, hey, if you're still watching, my name is Marlboro. Once again, I'm promoting myself. I got this beautiful YouTube channel, man. Stick around because I got fucking awesome stuff on the channel. So subscribe, comment, share, do all that crazy fucking shit. And yeah, there's the little notification button, so if you click it, you'll be notified when I upload a brand new juicy tutorial. Now is the time to go to KO5 and thank me with a coffee on Fiverr.com. That's a gig. Peace out. Ciao.